Hey Branwen,
Hi.
what is your favourite line from Revenge of the Sith?
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Why is your Palpatine impression really good?
I don't know, but the bigger question is, why are all my favourite lines from Palpatine?
All of your
whatever
favourite lines
film?
from Palpatine.
I don't think I've done a line that isn't him yet.
I don't think you have either. I'm getting worried.
Seah,
Hello.
have you got a favourite line from Revenge of the Sith?
Yes, mine is, Anakin, Chancellor Palpatine is evil! Just because at that point you're like, come on, this is so obvious. Why is he even having to state this? Come on.
Love it. You are listening to Sisters of the Force, where Seah and I talk about Star Wars and our favourite moments. And this week, we are lucky enough to have another amazing special guest, the wonderful Jessika.
Hiya.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Ah, you are more than welcome. Jessica,
Very
do you
welcome.
have a favourite line?
I do.
Go on then.
Once more the Sith shall rule the galaxy, and we shall have peace. It's the code switching.
That's the best line delivery of a favourite film we've had yet.
Oh, thank you. Impressions are my jam, so expect more.
Oh, I'm here for that. I'm so here for that.
Excellent.
It's the code switching. I love, there's so many brilliant moments where Ian McDiarmid manages to portray all the aspects, not just a narrow dogmatic view, in a line, like from when he tells Anakin, do it, after he's saying, kill him now, in his Chancellor voice, to there's no time, leave him, about Obi-Wan, when he turns around at the opera, leave us, to the rest of them, when he's been electrocuting Mace and he's like, only I have the power to save the one you love, like the manipulation, and it's all that code switching. Like, I know you two are all about the audio design, and it's when I was making my notes for this, I was thinking about, because I've done a lot of performance, that the audio I listen to is the actor's delivery. And I think Revenge of the Sith, I know the phrase chewing the scenery gets used about movies that are where people play these big characters, but there's times when it's done so well. Like Seah, your line that you chose is a perfect example. That moment is just, it's the moment Obi-Wan finally gives up. And it's the moment he stops holding back with his battling as well. Well, you are lost. And it's like, Ewan, amazing. So good.
I just feel like that about Ewan anyway.
So, Jessica, tell us about your Star Wars connection. What brought you to Star Wars? What is it that you love about it?
I was listening to, because as we're recording this, the very first episode has gone out. I was listening to the first episode of Sisters of the Force, and I'm very similar to you, Branwen. I don't remember a time. I'm not quite old enough to have seen it in the cinema. I was born in 1984, so year after Jedi. But I don't remember not having seen Star Wars. It was that my mum had either a taped off TV or a VHS copy, and they were on at Christmas quite often. My dad is a really funny guy and quite a wind-up merchant, and I spent a lot of years of my childhood convinced Star Wars was a documentary, because he told me that they couldn't legally put a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away unless it was factual. He said it's historical. They would have had to put Once Upon a Time if it was just a fairy story.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So, thanks, Dad.
Okay, so that makes Star Wars officially real.
I loved it from my childhood. I enjoyed Phantom Menace in the cinema, and then went through a phase, because I was 15 when it came out. So I was like, this is great, loads of fun. And then once I was rewatching, I went through a phase of being sick of Jar Jar, but I've gotten over that now.
I think everyone goes through that phase at some point.
And I found Attack of the Clones, I enjoyed some bits of it in the cinema, but I didn't have the same feeling that I really wanted. So I was nervous about Revenge of the Sith when it came along, and I remember seeing it in the cinema and being blown away.
Yeah.
Ever since then, until Rogue One came along, Empire and Revenge contested in for my favourite out of the films. Because for me, I think Star Wars has been, since it first began, an allegory of war, like in the real world. Like George Lucas wrote the first one looking at Vietnam, and obviously there's all the parallels of the stylistic choices for the Empire with the Second World War, Nazi look, and seeing the darkest episodes, like when the heroes win, when it all comes together, when Luke's just the right guy in the right place at the right time. It's just a bit too. The older I've gotten, it's too schmaltzy, I guess. It's too like, but that's not how,
that's not how it works.
Star Wars wars, like, they're supposed to be bleak and awful. And Revenge of the Sith, for me, is the beginning of the bleak, awful period.
Yeah.
George basically, the original trilogy, especially New Hope, it very much plays into, do you know the classic plot, the hero's journey?
Yeah, we talked about that.
So New Hope plays into it, and then the actual whole first trilogy is then an extended version of it, really.
Yeah.
Empire just becomes the low, middle, the difficult central point.
Yeah.
And then he had this challenge with the prequels, which, I utterly agree that, with a lot of people's view that if he'd got more help, maybe if he'd just done the writing and someone else directing, then some things would have gone better.
Yeah.
But it's interesting what he tried to do. Like, Phantom Menace almost plays into Voyage and Return out of the classic Greek plots. If you look at it as more of Padme's story than anyone's, it sort of plays into that. But it's a bit of a hot mess. We do get Star Wars Fast and Furious, which is great. But
Star Wars Fast and Furious. That was what we spent most of the time talking about, I think, when we did Phantom Menace. We just talked about the pod racing.
Pod racing's great. Sebulba's pod noise.
You're like
as someone who's a petrol head, that was so enjoyable in the cinema.
Hang on a minute. You saw Revenge of the Sith in the cinema?
Yeah.
You're a bit older than I think you're literally bang in the middle of me and Branwen, actually.
Yeah, I was 20 when it came out in the cinema because I was 21 later that year.
Okay.
And it came out in May, and
What was it like seeing it in the cinema?
It hit everything I wanted it to hit. I struggled with the writing in Clones. Anakin needed to be more fleshed out. When you look at what he went through, he was growing up a slave, then this guy comes along to offer a way out for him and his mum, and then all of a sudden, no, your mum can't come. And then it's the guy who's really, really believing in him, and no one else seems to believe in him. Oh, he's dead. And then there's this other guy who's going to train you, who's going to be hypercritical of you the whole time. Oh, you're finally going to get a chance to go and get your mum. Oh, no, she's dead. And this whole time people are going, you should be the best. You're the best there ever was, but everything you're doing is wrong. That didn't get fleshed out enough in the first two movies for me. And it's there if you watch with an analytical eye. And there's a wonderful content creator pair that I watch on YouTube called Cinema Therapy, and they're a therapist and
I know them.
Movie maker. They're really great, and they did an episode on Anakin, villain theory, talking about, the therapist said he would diagnose Anakin with BPD, borderline personality disorder, which is something that I've been diagnosed with. And watching it through that lens, watching Sith through that, Revenge of the Sith through that lens, the like I say, the seeds are laid in what he's been through if you actually look at what he's been through. But then when you watch Revenge of the Sith, the moments that people found unbelievable, like him switching on Obi-Wan, him switching on Padme, they are so believable when you think about he's never been able to trust anything. And these are the two people he trusts the most, along with Palpatine. And Palpatine, throughout the whole trilogy, has been telling him what he wants to hear. And as someone who has been manipulated by people doing that to me, it's quite harrowing to watch bits of Revenge of the Sith, because one of the reasons why I think it's the best prequel and one of the best of the whole set of movies is there's not filler, there's not padding.
No.
But every scene, every moment from the first, they never would have brought us back from the Outer Rim sieges unless the Chancellor had been kidnapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because he wants you back.
Yeah.
Well, we will continue the war. The Senate will vote to continue the war until Grievous is captured. So it's like everything feeds into him separating Anakin from Obi-Wan, and him convincing Anakin that he is the only one who can help him and the only one who he can really trust.
Yeah.
He knows that the Jedi must start sensing the dark side no matter how much he's been cloaking it.
Mm.
So he knows that they're going to ask Anakin because of his closeness. Again, this is a thing that I can really identify with my past trauma and mental landscape and neurodivergence. Palpatine knows that's coming. So as soon as Obi-Wan, one of the people that Anakin trusts, asks him, hey, can you spy on this other person that you trust?
Yeah.
If someone did that to me, if one of my really close friends said to me, hey, can you find out stuff about my other really close friend? I would freak the hell out.
Yeah.
I would, and I would be drawn to the other person inherently.
Yeah.
And it's grooming what Palpatine is doing throughout all three movies.
I've always felt like he's contriving to get the Jedi to do that as well. Like it's part of Palpatine's plan because for exactly the reasons you're saying, that he knows it will be probably the last push that will bring him to fully kind of connect to Palpatine.
He basically positions himself as the only one left that he can trust, which is why in that moment where he says, what was the old line, Seah? Anakin, the Chancellor is evil. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. And lots of people found that line ridiculous. How can you think the Jedi are evil? And it's like, because Palpatine's never asked him to do anything.
Yeah.
He begged him to save his life when he looks like Mace is going to win. R.I.P. Mace.
I hate
or maybe not. The rumors go.
Oh no!
The forever Mace rumor mill is strong.
There's rumors of Disney doing the what if concept that they've done in Marvel.
Okay.
But for Star Wars, and a what if Mace survived is a rumored thing.
Okay.
That's very interesting.
Interesting. Okay. I was thinking about this when I was watching it because I was 12 when this came out, I think. Yeah. So I've got a slightly different experience of it in that this is kind of the one that I was most disconnected from watching.
Yeah. Do you think because of your age?
Yeah, I think partly because of my age, partly because of things that were going on for me just meant I was kind of drifting away from Star Wars at that point of my life. And shout out to Theatre Muldown, if you know about Theatre Muldown.
West Wales.
It's a tiny, tiny little cinema in West Wales. And I remember being in there and watching it, probably it would have been Gwen and my mum, and loving it because it's Star Wars, but also being like, oh, I'm struggling with this one more. And I've just had a really, really stupid realization, which you're going to laugh at me about, because Jessica's just very rightly pointed out that it's Star Wars, and I kind of disengaged from the ones with too many wars in. I'm like, wait,
the irony.
Clue is in the name, and I genuinely haven't connected that until now.
To be fair, I think a few episodes ago you were talking about why you love Star Wars. I think it might have been in the first episode, and you were saying how it's like the kind of aesthetics of space and the stars. So you like that half of it.
I like that bit of it. I'm less into the wars part. I like the stars bit. But yeah, I remember watching it, and I remember being really affected by it as well, and just kind of coming away quite unnerved.
Yeah.
But not being able to put a finger on it. And then I was too young, I think, really, to kind of understand it from an adult perspective.
It's quite dark. There's so many dark layers to it. And like Jessica was just saying, like the momentum of it is pretty relentless. The Jedi are relentless.
Yeah.
It's like it keeps going and going and going as it's like each move that Palpatine makes on his chessboard is becoming more and more apparent as we get towards this flashpoint.
Yeah.
Which, I can't imagine watching it at 12, actually.
Yeah, that'd be quite brutal.
It was brutal.
I was like 20, so I was quite like a fairly nihilistic and self-destructive point of life. So I was like, so Order 66, let's go. Like, I'm sick of these arrogant idiots who know everything. Yeah. Oh, actually, this is quite tragic.
I think it caught people out as well a bit because like episodes 1 and 2 were much more like comedic and light in a way. And okay,
one definitely.
Definitely one. There is all like the political intrigue we've been talking about, but a lot of kids that would just go over their heads, and they're there for the droid comedy and all of that stuff. But Revenge is it's much more serious. It's got a much more serious tone.
It still manages to have droid comedy.
It does still manage to have droid comedy.
Did either of you, when you were watching for your note-taking, notice there's a certain battle droid who I've labelled Sassel droid.
Sassel droid.
Who is bringing the lightsabers to Grievous on the bridge with the invisible hand.
Oh my
Excuse me, as he goes past Anakin and Chancellor Palpatine, hands the lightsabers. Grievous does not acknowledge him, and then he goes, "You're welcome." It's like, to Grievous. Like, the guy's name contains something that implies serious harm. And just smashing him on his own shit. I love that droid.
I had lots of like notes around the droids because this is something we've been tracking over this podcast series, is like droid behavior. And I had in my notes that a lot of the battle droids have got so much sassier, and they've got a lot more back chats since the first one.
Yeah, but they've been in years of war.
Yeah.
They have, yeah.
Just like...
I tell you what, that's something about the Clone Wars, which, like, my relationship with battle droids has changed through watching the Clone Wars to the point where, like, I'm enjoying them way more now.
Okay,
the first time I saw Phantom Menace, I was an adult in inverted commas, and like,
aren't we all?
There were so many things about the battle droids that didn't resonate with me, compared to like the original trilogy and so on and so on. Maybe it's because they're CGI, I don't know.
Yeah.
But by this point, there are loads of Clone Wars episodes where we see loads of sass.
Okay.
Like, it's like sass overload. It just becomes something that you love somehow. I don't know.
Sure.
I've always loved them. I think the Star Wars droids, like you say, have got so much character. R2 and 3PO, it should... Like, people name it the Skywalker saga. I would like to put an argument it should be the Palpatine saga, but it could be argued that it's the R2 and 3PO saga. They are consistently through all of it. I think one of the funniest moment in hindsights in Sith is Bail Organa's "Have the protocol droid's mind wiped."
Oh, yeah.
R2's cackle.
Yeah.
He does.
But then the moment you come to years down the line when you think, wait, so R2 was like present with Palpatine.
Yeah.
Knew all these details, knows all along who Luke's dad is.
Yeah.
Like, Luke understands droid. So R2 could have told him at any point.
Yeah, I think R2's behavior is probably the most curious out of all of the droids, mostly because of those reasons that you're just like breaking down, because he doesn't know it all, but he just doesn't reveal, and even into the sequel trilogy that continues. He's just holding on to information. Is he just the biggest like egomaniac or something?
Well, I wonder if it's egomania, or I wonder if it's he knows that everyone will assume he's just a damn little astro droid. So like
true,
he's like, well, no one's asking me, so I'm not bloody telling them. I can solve it all, but just let them mess around. I'm just going to watch. Yeah, go on. You have to fly halfway across the galaxy to find out information that I've got sent here.
Are you a Rebels watcher, Jessica? Have you watched?
I watched virtually all of it, and then watched virtually all of it again on a rewatch. I've never actually finished it, although I know the ending and I've had to watch a recap because, no spoilers. But I know, I love Rebels, and yes, Chop is definitely a war criminal.
But I love him. We've had that
I'm,
conversation.
I'm just sort of living for like Chopper R2, like they've never met as far as we know.
Mm-mm.
Or have they? No, they must have done.
They both
they
would have been on
Rebels,
Yavin,
Oh.
There are episodes of Rebels with R2 and 3PO. And the Ghost Crew. So.
I said to someone the other day, because I was discussing on my gaming Discord that I was coming on this podcast, and we were actually discussing the droids. And I was saying, if I had to assemble a team, L337 from Solo, R2, Chop, and K2SO from Andor are the we need to go and f up the Empire. And if a war crime needs to be done, it needs to be done, and we're just going to have to deal with the matter.
We're gonna do it.
That's the crew for that.
That's the droid boy band.
Yeah,
team.
that's like, stuff's going to get done, and you're going to read about it later and think, oh Christ.
I'm not sure about it.
Yeah, that probably wasn't okay.
Go back to the behavior of the droids. There's definitely like fear, which we know 3PO does, but seeing the battle droids, like their different expressions of fear, were making me laugh quite a lot.
It's not just them. R4 when his head is torn off in that initial.
Really sad. It's like, no.
But then he gets a funky new bronze one, which I really love.
Okay,
which,
that's super cool.
The line in A New Hope of, I don't recall owning a droid. Like,
yeah.
Is it that he's going a bit senile? Or is it that he just is horrible and doesn't class droids as people? Or is it that he's really, really equality based and he would never own a droid?
Oh, I like that reading.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that one.
I like that one. I feel the second one is a thing. Like Obi's like rewatching Phantom Menace. I'm kind of like, come on, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Just like get your humanity together.
He's very young in that one, though, isn't he? As well, that's the other.
He is, but I guess he's got the two influences of individually Qui-Gon, his master, but also his like dedication to the Jedi.
Sure.
And those two things are quite different. And one of them would feed his like humanity equality vibe, i.e. Qui-Gon, and the other one would feed his like dismissal of droids, which would be the Jedi one.
And it does seem to come through in the odd line like, flying is for droids. Like there's times when he almost, it's not quite a derogatory tone, but it's definitely an othering tone that he has.
100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
Turns out no one's perfect, not even the negotiator.
Not even Obi-Wan. Although I would argue that he is, but that's just me.
It's a perfect performance. I can't fault you.
It's a perfect performance.
Like, especially, like all three movies are great and his show is great. But Revenge of the Sith is, everybody, no one phones in their performance in this movie.
No.
Like even really small roles really nail what they're doing. But the main characters are just, I can't fault them.
I'm glad you said that, because I wrote that note down and then I sort of like pondered whether to delete it, because it's a larger than life movie.
Yeah.
And like you were saying earlier on about Ian McDiarmid, if he just went 1% more, it would all collapse kind of thing. But I felt like they all took it to that level of like, how far can we go with the drama of this, but not quite take it into pantomime territory.
Yeah, sure.
I think they absolutely nailed it.
And it absolutely borders on it at points, like him just screeching unlimited power when he's frying mace. It's like, where does that line even come from? There's nothing that prompts you to reply with unlimited power, but all right, cool.
But fair enough. We'll
it's pretty brave script writing. I mean, like, I hate you, like that's a bold line to write in a script by any standards.
Sure.
But pulled it off on this one.
I think the bit for me that I still struggle with, we talked about this last time. I wrote in my notes, I like both Padme and Anakin separately, but I cannot stand them when they're on screen together. It makes me physically recoil. I really struggle.
But that's George Lucas writing women.
Yeah.
That's like,
no,
it's because I'm so in love with you.
We're back to this like weird, I noticed it before in Attack of the Clones, and I think we talked about it a little bit, but there's like this weird kind of Shakespearean way that she speaks, and she only speaks like that with Anakin. In kind of big declarations, and I'm like, you don't talk like that.
But I think that's writing more than
it is writing. Yeah, it's not the performance. The performance is she was working with something quite tricky.
I can't wait until we watch Clone Wars. Okay. I can't wait to see how I respond
to it in that.
Because there's different writers in Clone Wars all the time, like different people write episodes.
Sure.
I mean, obviously there's like a story group or a writing room or whatever, but we do see different aspects of all of these characters. And I know lots of people are like, well, it's not good enough to say, well, yes, but we've now got this animated series that explains it all, or but it is there. It is a thing. Sure. It's part of the way Star Wars works.
Definitely.
I was going to ask something earlier on, Jessika. You were talking about the idea of like the prequels and like going back in time. I was trying to remember, had that been done? Like, were there any other instances where films have been made, or trilogies, or just individual films, and then after the fact of that, did somebody go back and write a prequel? Like it's quite an unusual
Thing to do,
storytelling.
yeah.
I mean, Star Wars has just become a mess of storytelling in that sense because we're jumping all over the place all the time.
No, everything's post that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of.
I mean, I suppose Tolkien wrote The Hobbit, then he wrote The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he did. Which
And then did he write Silmarillion? Did Silmarillion come?
But
after?
Silmarillion isn't. It wasn't published till after he passed away, was it? Because it's really a posthumous. No. It's not essentially like Unfinished Tales is truly unfinished, but the Silmarillion is various stories that he hadn't put the connective tissue through.
Okay.
That he'd probably written along the process of writing Lord of the Rings.
And that's again like in a literary form, like someone writing a prequel. I think some of the Arthur Conan Doyle Holmes stories aren't chronological, if I remember rightly. And they had. Oh, I can think of a prequel from the 80s. Young Indiana Jones, the TV show.
Oh,
it was dire. It was so bad. I maybe watched 2 episodes as a child and went, "Where's Harrison Ford? What is this? Where's Han Solo?" My dad told me they're the same person. Yeah, I think so.
In this documentary as well.
Yeah. Well, there's a bit in. Is it Raiders? Yeah. Where there's a hieroglyphics of 3PO and R2 that they snuck in. Yeah. My dad pointed that out to me. He'd spotted that, so that was proof.
That's proof that it's
that added in, and I'm like, okay, cool, thanks, Dad. It got even worse when in the prequels they put ET aliens in the Senate. I was like, okay, so that one's real too now, right? Is everything Spielberg did is real?
Haven't we got like Egyptian something? Not Egyptian in Luthen's shop in Andor.
Ooh, is there?
There's a Raiders.
Yes, there is an Easter egg, isn't there? Yes,
there?
There's so many eggs in that shop. So many eggs in that shop.
Oh yeah!
I can't wait to rewatch that.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be amazing.
I love Andor.
We'll have to have you back on for that.
I'm all aboard for Andor.
People are going to be clamouring to get on that one.
I mean, it's touching back on what I said earlier. This movie begins like if you look at the Skywalker saga. Like obviously that we have some stuff that's outside of that time frame, but that's where most Star Wars stories take place. And across that span, the darkest time is from Order 66 to the destruction of the first Death Star, arguably the second, the Emperor's period. And that period, like watching the end of Revenge of the Sith, when we were talking about Padme's lines being much better when Anakin's not there, one of the best lines in the film. And so this is how Liberty dies.
How Liberty dies,
with thunderous applause.
Yeah. That was my second choice.
Yeah. No real world comparisons to be drawn at all right now. Who's building a ballroom? I did think about this as well. I'm going to briefly touch on the real world thing because there was the attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed, which made me think of bullets that probably didn't hit any ears.
Bloody ears.
Yeah. But it made me think. It's kind of like if you said to your mum, "Can we go out and get Palpatine?" And she says, "We have Palpatine at home." Like Trump's like Timu Palpatine. That's my view anyway. It's just none of the style.
It's not quite the same, is it? No,
yeah, it's just dribbles rather than says epic lines.
So is it okay if we just like briefly walk through the film? I say briefly.
Yeah, I mean we can try.
Just like walk through the film and talk about things because I love. We originally didn't do that on this podcast, but we've
started kind of doing it a little bit, yeah.
Like just dipping into the different eras of the film.
I had a question.
Yeah.
We start off with the rescue mission, which I loved and was so thankful for by the middle when it starts getting really dark. My notes just start going, oh God, geez. Oh no. Like about halfway through. And I just kind of kept going back to that. Oh, that rescue at the beginning was great. Like that whole...
it's amazing.
Kind of light.
It's so cinematic and ridiculous.
It's one of the best space battle sequences in the whole franchise.
Yeah.
It's right up there.
Yeah.
Right up there.
Of all time, like of any cinema. Yeah.
I do have a question and both of you will probably be able to answer this, but General Grievous, what is he?
My mum asked the same question when we rewatched it the other day.
I'm going to let Branwen answer because you've watched the Clone Wars and I've only seen bits of it, and I think it gets a lot better explained in there than my knowledge.
I don't know that as I remember, I've only watched it once, Clone Wars, and as I remember, it's the same thing. It's just like, oh, he's there. He's just a thing.
Because he's not a droid.
Well, he was a. Go on, you go.
You're going to say exactly the same as me. He was kind of a species. I can't remember.
Yeah, alien species. Can't remember the name of, and I don't know if he was already training to be a Sith acolyte, or it was after he was injured and got given the cyborg body.
Yeah. He's like Cyborg gone up to 11.
Yeah. I love all of his movements. I love the way that he moves. I love the way that he clanks about. I love the way that he just transforms himself.
Yeah, he can turn into like that spidery version of himself, and the scuttling Grievous. The voice actor as well. I should know his name as well, but like, what a character! What a character!
Also in that opening sequence, almost in the opening sequence, we get a Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, I spotted it.
Do you know where it is? There we go.
I'm terrible at spotting the Wilhelms. Is it one of the droids?
There's a moment, and to be honest, this moment segues into, I have a small section of things that do annoy me about this film. There is a line where one of the, I've forgotten what race they are. Viceroy Gunray. What's their race?
Nemoidian,
that's it. One of them says, "All batteries fire!" And it annoys the hell out of me whenever that's in a movie, because that's not how battles work. You don't tell your gun. It's like in Lord of the Rings when they go, knock, draw, and then they wait for the order to fire the arrow. That's not how archers work. They don't wait for an order. They just shoot the enemy. That's not how guns on the side of a battleship, or in this case, the size of the Invisible Hand, Grievous's ship, would work. They'd already be firing. But just after he says, "All batteries fire," there's an explosion, and that's where I believe the Wilhelm is. Is that right, Seah?
I think you are right. Yeah, it's one of the clones.
Yeah, because that's the ship with the Nemoidian fires at the other ship.
Yeah,
and then you see the impact of the barrage.
Of that. But there's one right at the start, which might be that one. But then there's a much clearer one in the hangar as they're escaping.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a much clearer one, and that's one of the clones as well.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, there's two, but the first one's like quite a muffled one. Remember when in Attack of the Clones when I said that's not a real Wilhelm scream?
Yeah.
It was kind of like that.
That's the one I heard.
The Wilhelm nuance.
Yeah. And then the second one is the proper Wilhelm scream, and that's when they're in the hangar trying to escape. One of the clones gets blown up and he does it then. So yeah, that was also right at the beginning.
Well, we're talking about sound. I'm going to give a first shout out for John Williams on the Grievous theme. They use it all the time in the audiobooks for all different things of Star Wars, and like it just keeps coming back. It just keeps giving.
Nice.
It's so brutal and nasty and evil.
It is a good theme.
His laugh is just incredible.
Yeah,
he's great, isn't he?
Do you know about the hilariousness of his line to Anakin?
Oh, about the height.
Yeah.
You're talking
I expected someone with your reputation to be a little older. But then when they did the Clone Wars, they then had to come up with all these contrived reasons why for this 4 or 5 year war, Anakin and Grievous have never encountered each other. The writers were like, we hate this line so much.
It's written in stone. We cannot have it.
You can't go for it.
I loved the opening shot of Palpatine as they enter his room, and it's like that amazing Jedi callback.
Yeah, spins in the chair. He's cuffed, but he's there. He's in control.
Yeah.
The cuffs are a decoration.
Yeah. He looks so sinister all the way through this film, but I'm just like...
Except when he's looking at Anakin in the caring mentor look.
Yeah. Now that you've said it, now I feel like I can't take the piss out of Anakin. But...
he's looking at him. The opera's the best example. He's looking down at him, and he's said about General Grievous, and and then he goes, "Oh, join us." And then he turns and he goes, "Leave us, leave us." And just the face, everything
changes. Yeah.
He goes from "Join me" or "Join us" to "leave," and it's perfect. The perfect example. Of him putting the Anakin. I love Anakin. I'm this kindly dad for you. Face on.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Have you read the novelization?
I listened to it a few years ago, but I want to re-listen to it. And there's that new version has just come out.
I read it years back, and I really enjoy how much it fleshes out things that... I agree with what you were saying before about like Star Wars. There's an argument to be made a film, you shouldn't have to do anything extra. The film should be able to deliver it all.
Yeah.
But that's not always possible within the frame of people's attention span and with how movies are made and movies are marketed.
Yeah.
And I think that people expect Star Wars to tell the story on the nose.
Yeah.
I think a lot of things that are outlined completely in the expanded, whether it's the novelization or the Clone Wars or whatever, I think they are there in the film.
Yeah.
You just have to notice them.
You have to notice it, Well, we had this with the Phantom Menace as well, didn't we? Because there was like one line that explained something that I was really confused about, and I've just missed it every single time for years.
There is a lot of detail. I think it's the detail that draws a lot of us to Star Wars. Like we're kind of treasure hunting always, not just for Easter eggs, but for just like deeper explanations about things that we feel are a thing. But it's like a nice confirmation when you're like, oh yeah, this really is why such and such happens. And we all love speculating as well. There's definitely a speculation thing among Star Wars fans.
This going back to this rescue at the beginning, and my other favourite line was there, but I didn't go for in the end. But again, it's Obi-Wan. I'm just in love with him. I love him. But it's the whole, wait a minute, how did this happen? We're smarter than this.
I have this written down. It's directly after one of my favourite Grievous lines, which I can't explain why it's a favourite line, of activate ratio. It's just like, I don't know why I find that so funny, but then the reaction, ray shields, wait a minute, we're smarter than this. How did this happen? It's so funny. And there's a line he says earlier than that when the buzz droids are attacking. He says, "My cockpit's foggy." And there's just something about that makes me die laughing every time.
He's just like, he's so calm all the time. I also noted there's a thing that he does. Obi-Wan's very stoic a lot of the time, and he doesn't necessarily he's not always incredibly stoic, but he's got this thing, his little tell is he holds his hand across his face. Whenever he's doesn't want to kind of show that he's having trouble.
It's like his coping mechanism.
He just hides his face, and it happens 3 times.
You must learn to hide your emotions, my young apprentice. Put your hand on your face.
Just put your hand on your face. Sure.
I cannot learn this from Master Yoda because he has so small hands.
I'm quite a big face. Shout out to Obi-Wan's Jedi skills. I absolutely freak out when we see, I've forgotten how much Anakin shoots up his ship. He totally trashes Obi-Wan's ship. And he crash lands in the hangar, and before the ship has stopped, he's out the cockpit, hitting battle droids. His somersaults out, and the ship is still coming to a stop, and he's like, swish, swish, swish. And the battle droids are so cool. It made me feel like, oh, I love the Jedi. I do love the Jedi.
That was a great moment. I remember feeling that in the cinema, but I remember, bizarrely, the moment that we swoop in on the battle and they're flying along, and it's just a couple of minutes in, the bit that made me, when I was first in the cinema, go, was the callback. Obi-Wan radios Oddball, the clone who's flying the Arc Fighter, and Oddball goes, responds, but then it's the clone unnamed clone behind Oddball, who says, set S-foils to attack position. Because those Arc Fighters are the predecessor of the X-Wing.
They still have the little opening.
And they go like that. And it's just hearing that line in the cinema, when I've grown up hearing that line repeatedly on TV. But I went to see the special editions in the 90s in the cinema, so I'd seen, I had seen them in the cinema, but there was something about that callback that was where I was so straight away edge of the seat. I'm invested. But the Jedi flip. I noticed doing these notes, because I'm a big fan of R2, as we've mentioned, but I'm especially a big fan of his sound effects and the scream. We get 6 R2 screams in the first 24 minutes of this movie. There are no more for the other.
Sorry.
No, that's great, because you've given me an opportunity to do my impression now.
Go on, do it.
Oh, look at the waveform.
I'd just like to point out that although we're in separate rooms, me and Jessika are in the same house, and I got that twice. I got that through the wall as well.
Amazing. Yeah, it makes me so happy. The same as you see, a couple of them are not full R2 screams.
No,
in the same way there's not a full Wilhelm. But I love him. I love him so much. I love the whole sequence at the start of this film with the escape. with him being on the other end of Anakin and Obi-Wan being increasingly like pissy in different ways about him working an elevator while he's having to fight off 2 super battle droids. They are called that, Seah.
I know, we had this the other day. We were talking in voice note form, and I was like, "Are they actually called super battle droids?" Because that seems like...
Are they B2 or B3?
Yeah, something like that. The big
but super battle droids,
chromy grey ones.
It's another one of those things we've been spotting loads of instances
names.
where things in Star Wars have 2 names, like which gives a better sense of like a kind of lived-in world, I guess.
Sure.
Some people call them like by their slang name almost, or well, like the clones call them all clankers.
And droidicas and
destroyers.
Destroyers. That's it.
Destroyers,
Say the wrong droid name. Terrible.
It's all right. We're well versed in those ones now.
We sound like we're just pulling that out of the air, but we've actually repeated it several times.
I think it's interesting. You mentioned the lived in, like it feels lived in and it feels real. I think Revenge of the Sith it's a movie that it's at its core, one of its main themes, like it doesn't follow really any of the traditional story plots. Like it's kind of a tragedy, I guess, but it doesn't follow that because normally the villain's rise and subsequent power isn't like so focal. The tragedy is about the fallen hero or the failure. But a lot of the themes in this movie, or the main theme of this movie for me, is about change and transformation. It's about we're going from the status quo of the first 2 to we need to be ready for A New Hope. And I think one of the best ways this is done is through the visual language of the film. Star Wars is really good, and the prequels do this in such an amazing way. Like we just mentioned how the X-Wing and the Arc Fighter have that evolution that's easy to see. Like trooper armor is another great example. If you look at Clone Wars through Sith into where they lose their individuality, but the armor is advancing into different types.
The walkers,
the speeder bikes, the Jedi fighter, and then the little fighters near the end credits, and then the TIE fighter. There's a line there. We talked about Grievous to Vader. Barely any human, mostly droid. Mostly human, bits of
droid.
Cyborg. The super battle droid to K2SO is another one, but I think one of the best examples is the Star Destroyers. And I want to include Grievous's ship in this because at the start you have the Republic Star Destroyers, the ones with the big red sections, and they've got a cutout and like a rear wing. It's not a full triangle. And Grievous's ship has that middle point, and when it's crashing, that's the weak point that breaks.
It breaks off.
In the post credits, the pre-credits scene when we see the Death Star and Tarkin and everyone, those same Star Destroyers from the start are now all grey. So we've got one stage of the evolution. But by the time we're at A New Hope, they're purely triangular. A purely triangular ship doesn't have the same weak point. Because Palpatine's playing every side. It's able to feed Sinar Fleet Systems or whoever it is that builds the actual Star Destroyers. I think they built TIEs, actually. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've read the Guide to Vehicles and Vessels.
I'm just sat here going...
but you're learning.
I'm learning. It sinks in eventually.
It makes sense to me that like that crash, how that ship broke apart. It's like, well, we'll get rid of that weak point. Ships are now giant triangles. And I love that it's a very good movie for showing that evolution and showing that visual language that makes it all make sense. It doesn't seem out of place. And also the things that cease to exist in this movie. This is the last time we see a beautiful chrome Naboo spaceship. Because that old Republic era is gone. And then also the contrast to the things that last. Like as I've said, I'm quite a petrol head. I love vehicles that keep going. One of my friends is driving a Ford Focus in the late 90s, and I'm like, you bought the right car because you still see them around. They're still going. In this film, we've got R2, who we've seen from the start. The astromech droids are consistently good at what they do. We don't fix something unless it's broken. And the Corellian Corvette, the Tantive 4. Like that's been around all this time and it still continues on. And I think that contrast of some things that don't evolve, that have always been there, that are old Republic era and just keep going, but some things that have that evolution in visual style to become either the Empire's visual style or the Rebellion's visual style. I think it's really interesting, and it's a really key part of Star Wars. Ever since the first movie, you've just been dropped into this existing galaxy.
Yeah.
There's no like, here's a big guidebook or here's a load of people giving exposition.
Yeah.
Like there is a bit of exposition in A New Hope, but not a lot.
No.
It's mostly just, hey, you're here. Like
You
the
just
Empire
assume
sounds
that it's all
bad.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah. You assume
And
it's
yeah,
a
I think
documentary.
Sith is really good at when it's a movie that has to do with the transformation of various characters, from Palpatine, from apparently benevolent, I'm forced into this leadership role, leader into Emperor, from Anakin to Vader, from Obi-Wan being Jedi Knight to an outcast, same with Yoda. We have to deal with all these character transformations and transitions, but I think it's really good that they didn't skip showing the evolution of the galaxy itself, its technology, its design, and its feel.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to say again, like I'm so looking forward to doing Andor, because Andor fleshes that out even further. Andor really makes you feel that change, like especially when you compare it to Sith. There was no ISB in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
And then you look at A New Hope, and we have that line really early. I've just received word that the Emperor has dissolved the Senate.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can see all
such
the
a giant
threads.
thing,
But it's just a dismissive line by Tarkin at that point. The Imperial planetary governors will have full resspuncity or whatever. It's just like, wow, okay. I guess the Senate didn't matter or whatever. And then it's not till you see the prequels and you're like, whoa, you did what?
Okay.
You got rid of all those big floaty disc seats. They were really cool.
They were really cool. What is that? Oh, okay, music. I've got a music thing for you that I would like. We've already talked about it a tiny bit, in terms of like, we've talked about it in terms of the whole Palpatine performance thing, but the music in the I've written giant bubble theatre. You've since said opera.
Water opera bubble thing.
Water opera bubble thing. I also was like, what is this? But also there's this drone that starts happening that just makes you feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And like throughout that entire conversation, these drones are running through it.
They're kind of vocal drones, aren't they?
They are vocal drones. Yeah. It's all like voices, and it gets a bit chanty at some points, and then but it's like, I was like, oh, this is beautiful, but really mysterious and quite uncomfortable.
I think Williams assigned like choir to Palpatine, like male voice choir, particularly like in Jedi.
Yeah,
it's the first time we hear it properly, his theme.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I think even though that isn't, it's like a diegetic piece of music, the opera.
Yeah.
But it's a reference to Palpatine. I'm sure it's like, but like definitely a link to his theme, which is interesting because we hear his theme at various points. I think we hear it in Attack of the Clones, I think. Yeah, when he was telling Padme about the Tusken Raiders. Yeah. And we heard like a version of it, but not with the choir yet. Like,
that was my favourite piece of music.
I love the way John Williams has built and layered throughout all the films. Like, I think it.
Have you come across the like theory about Rey's theme? Like,
no.
There's a great YouTuber who breaks down Star Wars music. I can't remember the channel, but I'll try and find it for the next episode so that we can let our listeners know and find it. Although it's quite easy to find. But he did just a sort of one episode on Rey's theme and how melodically it's Palpatine's theme. And this is before Rise of Skywalker came out, and we knew about the whole Palpatine Rey thing.
Yeah.
But I think that suggests that, like, the writer, like JJ, people have always speculated, did they have a plan about Rey? Because it kind of jumped backwards and forwards. I think they did, because I think John Williams knew that, and I think that's why he wrote because if you slow that down, I think it follows the same harmonic shape as Palpatine's theme.
What?
I mean, I'll never underestimate John
But
Williams.
Is it major and minor or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the thing. I need to rewatch that episode because it blew my mind. And it's such a clear...
It wouldn't surprise me because JJ did Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker. It wouldn't surprise me if that had been the plan all along, and it was Last Jedi's departure from that kind of made it. Well, lots of people have a problem with Rise of Skywalker. I love Rise of Skywalker. I'm a Palpatine fangirl. I was the one person in the cinema that they said somehow Palpatine returned. I was like, thank God.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
He's back. Couldn't be happier.
Give us all of the Palpatine.
The thing is, I argue this all the time. He's the one vital character. Without him, it's not Star
Yeah.
Wars, it'd just be stars. He's the one who started the whole wars. Like, you can take out any other character and it's still going to have a story that's going to be a war because he's there.
I love it. I love it.
He's brilliant.
So we do after this like initial, which we could talk for the whole episode about,
Yeah,
just
we
the
could.
opening scene.
Yeah.
But there is this like then this kind of weird like intrigue thing. It's sort of like
back to the intrigue.
It's kind of a weird part of the story where there's nothing much like obviously happening. There's no action, I suppose, is what you could say. But there are all. It's the bit where the Jedi and Palpatine are both trying to manipulate Anakin. They're both trying to out Anakin each other, which you mentioned at the beginning. Jessica, it's like,
yeah,
like how much of it is because we're gradually seeing how completely befuddled the Jedi are.
Yeah.
How they've really lost the plot of what's going on, and they're like having their abilities dampened somehow. Somehow
it's through their arrogance. It's because they can't imagine that if they were stood in front of someone who was a powerful Sith, they wouldn't just be able to tell.
Yeah.
So because they are so sure that they can find any problem, Palpatine was able to just walk in and go, "Yo, everything's fine, guys. It doesn't matter that you feel a bit foggy when I'm in the room. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
That you talked about him playing chess earlier, and he is like the ultimate chess master. He's thinking so many moves ahead.
Yeah.
When they first rescued him and he says, "Oh, but the Senate will vote to continue the war as long as Grievous is free." And Mace literally says, "Well, we'll make hunting him down our top priority."
Yeah, we'll do.
Then he's like, "I want to appoint Anakin as my advisor on the council." And he knows the council will hate that.
Yeah.
And then he knows Anakin will hate the council hating that.
Yeah.
But then he knows that the council will use that to ask Anakin to spy on him. So then he knows all he has to do is go, "They asked you to do something that made you feel dishonest, didn't they? They asked you to spy on me, didn't they?" And that's it. That's all he needs to just be in there. And Anakin is like, "Oh, this guy gets me.
Yeah.
This guy understands. This guy's actually here for me." Obi-Wan just criticizes me all the time. Which, I mean, he doesn't do it as much in this film, but Attack of the Clones is basically Obi-Wan telling Anakin, "You're crap," over and over. And it's not surprising that, like, he's not had a positive role model who is uplifting him since his mum.
Yeah.
It's not surprising that Palpatine's grooming works so well.
Yeah. True.
The Jedi are stretched at this point, and I had written something about the fact that every time you see a meeting of the kind of High Council, more than half of them aren't there.
Holograms,
Obviously, like the Clone Wars is this amazing like masterstroke of let's just get them all spread out across the galaxy and surround them.
It's a false flag war. It's like every single one of those battles he can control where it happens,
because he knows that if the Jedi were together en masse, he's probably going to have too much of a challenge to take them out. But by distributing them around and surrounding them by clones that are pre-programmed with chips to turn on them at a moment's notice.
And I think this is interesting because this is a thing that without the Clone Wars, I don't know if this is in the novelization. I feel like I watched this in a few episodes of the Clone Wars. Order 66. There's the Order 65 and 67 on either side of it. One of which is, like, Order 66 specifically says if the Jedi turn traitor on the Republic, they're to be executed. And I think 67 is if the Chancellor does, and 68 is if the Senate does. And the Jedi requested those rules be built into the clones to avoid any one person being able to take, any one element being able to take. So then all it takes is Palpatine having a valid enough reason to issue that order. And the Jedi agreed to it, because people again have argued over the years, why would the clones have that programmed in? Like, the Jedi wanted that in. They had to have the caveat to protect in case the Senate tried to seize control of the clone army, or in case the Chancellor. But obviously, as the Jedi, we also need to, protect in case one of us goes rogue or whatever. Never thinking, he could just use that.
To wipe us all out.
Although it does, one of my little great gripes is the fact that some clones seem to have just been waiting for the moment. Like the one on the speeder bike gets his little hologram, drops back level with his mate, and his mate just goes, Just nods at him. He's like, oh, is it that moment I've been waiting to shoot this Jedi, I swear. Been doing my head in, meditating every day. Right, bang.
It's so harrowing.
It's brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
I'm now pondering, and I definitely need to rewatch the Clone Wars and Bad Batch. I've started rewatching the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
But they do have a chip, like a physical chip in their brains, which...
Do they?
Yeah, that's what makes
Fives,
them switch.
isn't he? There's a clone who tries to overcome it called Fives or something.
Yeah. Well, and the Bad Batch themselves, because of they're kind of like clones that have been built in different ways as experiments.
Okay.
And as a consequence, the chips don't operate them in the same way. They still have them. And I think they have them removed, but they work anyway. Beside the point.
Spoilers.
We will do Bad Batch at some point. Eventually. Are the chips like remote controlled? Like, is the kind of holographic Palpatine execute Order 60? Is that just like a kind of for show thing? Like,
or can it just go to it?
Or is that Palpatine just flipping a kind of emergency switch on his thing?
Maybe he just needs to radio the commander.
Maybe,
and then the commander, it'll trigger all of their subordinate. That's an interesting theory.
Yeah,
that makes me less annoyed.
That makes you less
it's
annoyed.
Another great tweak that the Clone Wars and Bad Batch and Rebels have all done. These amazing little tweaks,
flashing
because they're so long form. You have extra time to be able to go into these topics, which in the course of a 2 hour 20-minute film, you just haven't got time to explain all that without it feeling clunky.
I did note. So this is before Order 66 is
during
executed.
the intrigue section.
Yeah, I'm in the intrigue section. Well, there's kind of lots of subplots going on. There's like the intrigue. There's Obi-Wan's off doing his General Grievous thing.
Oh, the Utapau, yeah.
Shout out to the Utapau leader.
Yeah.
I've got him written down for bringing so much to a little role.
Oh, I loved him.
He's great.
When Obi-Wan says the war, and he goes, "There's no war here." It's very how dare you? And then when he's walking off with and they're like, is he going to bring help? And he goes, he didn't say. There's just, he has like 4 lines, and I'm like, I can feel this guy's frustration at his being a bureaucrat and his fear so well delivered, whilst this race gives off this like composed nature.
Like detached.
I wrote him down as one of the little roles that I was like, wow, no one phoned it in. No one phoned it in.
Yeah, and I don't think we've had any more on him. Like, we've obviously there's a lot. Background characters are always getting explored in greater detail. We haven't had from a certain point of view books of the prequels yet. Like, we've got those 3 books which go with the original trilogy, which flesh out all of the background.
I've loving that you mentioned this, because I've just heard you talk about this on the first episode.
Yeah.
I don't know about these, but I remember the old Tales from Jabba's Palace, Tales from Mos Eisley Cantina books. And they are very dear to me. The guy who raised the Rancor.
Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
Well, the certain point of view are very much that
Excellent.
Kind of thing.
I shall have to look into them.
There are many, many, many short stories in each one. They're very long, which I love.
Yeah. Cantina was quite a lot of shorter ones, but Jabba's Palace was like 4 or 5 longer ones, wasn't it? If I remember rightly.
The beautiful thing about the certain point of view ones is that they're all stylistically different and unique.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned it on an
Is that like Visions?
episode. Yeah, where they've all got their own
their
writer
own
that goes off. Like the Max Rebo one is amazing. It's like he's a kind of speakeasy jazzer. It's
love that little blue elephant guy.
It's such a stylistically different one to say Yoda in his reflective period on Dagobah. What he's doing there,
being an apex predator, seeing as what we've seen of Grogu.
Yeah.
Yoda like went somewhere where it's all swamp. Yeah, like
just like readily available food. Yeah. But I want to find out more about this Powan guy. Like, who is he? Do we know his name? Probably. I mean, I don't personally, but I'm sure there's a name.
There'll be something.
Oh, yeah, there will be. He'll have had an action figure.
He's slightly theatrical. And he's loving the intrigue that's going on there.
So while all that's happening as well, while we've got Utapau happening, we've also got Yoda's gone to Kashyyyk at that point.
Yes.
So then there's the whole Wookiee battle going on, and there is a
Yeah.
callback to Return of the Jedi. There is another Tarzan Wookiee.
I was about to
Yes.
say, there's the Tarzan moment.
100%.
There's a
Yeah.
Tarzan moment, and oh god.
I get I didn't particularly connect to that sequence the first time I've watched it, but now I've played Jedi Fallen Order, the game, and there's a big level of that which is on Kashyyyk, and like I've now fallen in love with it again. So when I'm
That whole
watching
thing, yeah.
the film now, I'm like, okay, no, I love Kashyyyk.
There's
I love
bits
the
about
Wookiees.
it I like. I really
Yeah.
liked when I was little. I really liked Scout Troopers aesthetic. I like their helmet and their
Yeah.
goggles. And then on Kashyyyk we get camo Scout Troopers, and
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, these guys look awesome. But it has the same. Kashyyyk has the same problem that I have with the end of Attack of the Clones, where it's a CGI
Yeah.
image.
World.
There's
Yeah.
no
I
motion
get that.
capture.
No.
There's no scene. Like, I don't mind CGI being used. Lots of my favorite movies have a lot of CGI, but they mesh that with model
With
work, and they
something
mesh
else,
that
yeah.
with real
Yeah.
actors, and they mesh
Yeah.
that with mocap. When it's just a CGI image, like a
Yeah.
CGI video, which is what Kashyyyk is, and it's
It's
what
basically an animation.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's and
Yeah.
it
It did feel very
it,
animation.
It slips out of what I want from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, that makes
Definitely
sense.
get that.
Like, I don't mind, there's plenty of modern Star Wars that's got loads of CGI in it
Yeah.
that I don't mind, because it still has, you can still see the physical elements. You can still, there's someone in mocap.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I have no problem with K2SO being a CGI character, and I've seen
Yeah.
Alan Tudyk doing the mocap, so that droid's movements. But then when I see Yoda on Kashyyyk, it's someone's drawn a Yoda and just animated
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
And the clones are all CGI, and
Yeah.
probably most of the Wookiees. I
Wookiees
don't
as
even know
well,
if they
yeah.
use
Yeah.
real
I
physical
don't think so. No,
Wookiees.
it doesn't look like
No.
Chewbacca
Look
looks
like they do.
weirdly slender compared to the denched up Tar-4 and other Wookiees, because obviously he's based on the original Chewbacca, which was a guy in a suit, whereas they're all, we can make Wookiees hench now.
We can
And
make
it's
them
like,
big,
yeah, that's
yeah.
cool, but
there's like that whole sequence. You've got like the Kashyyyk stuff going on, you've got the Utapau stuff going on, and you've got bits of
Coruscant
Anakin
manipulation.
and Coruscant manipulation stuff going
Yeah,
on.
Anakin and Padme. Yeah.
Yeah. But then there's like this whole. I love Obi-Wan. Shall I say it one more time? Shall I just keep?
Yeah, we know you're in it. We know your team, Obi.
He's my favorite. But his whole chase scene that he does with General Grievous, love
yeah.
all of that. But the lizard that he rides, the sound design is very, very similar.
I can't do that.
You
I'll have
can't
a
do that.
go, but I can't do that.
That was good.
I love that lizard. I've got lizard noises
You've got
with
lizard
3
noises.
exclamation marks written
Yeah.
down here, because I just love that lizard.
Do you know what it reminded me of? I was thinking about it. I was like, I know that sound. I know that sound so deep in my soul, and I don't know why I know it. And then I was thinking about it a bit more, and I was like, it's really, really like the Thompson gazelles from the really original Zoo Tycoon games that I used to play when I was really young.
I don't know that. That's a deep cut.
It's a deep cut.
I mean, it's probably, the Foley is probably multiple animals, because
will be
Chewbacca's
multiple
4
animals.
animals,
Yeah,
isn't he?
yeah,
Chewbacca
yeah.
is a cow and a
Walrus, I think.
walrus, and I think it's like a bear. I
Yeah,
can't remember the
definitely
last
bear.
one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know
yeah.
he's a mashup.
Yeah, it probably is, but I think there's definitely some crossover between that sound design.
There's
and
like
that game.
there's an LFO filter getting
On
really
it,
geeky sound
yeah.
now.
Yeah,
But yeah, the kind of wobble is
the
like
wobble on it.
a
Yeah.
filter kicking in. So, so it's almost electronic, which is super weird because it is
Yeah.
like a
I'm going to work on
it's an
that.
organic. Yeah. Like, when you come on for Andor, we want like a Varactyl.
Varactyl, is that what they're called? I love that you know them. Amazing.
I have to confess, I did look that up last night because I was like, I need to know what this thing is called. I know it's got a name. But,
I'm
yeah.
actually picking up a toy of an Acklay later
Acklay,
today,
yeah.
which is the mantis thing, which makes
Yeah.
me very happy.
I love
But
those.
when you're mentioning how much you love Obi-Wan, I just wanted to touch on when Grievous first meets him on the bridge,
Hello there.
and he says, General Kenobi, the negotiator.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, Kenobi's reputation, like Kenobi, the negotiator, like, we've had Naboo and we've had Geonosis.
Yeah.
Like, imagine how those droids must feel about this particular Jedi who goes into places that he should just die and walks out the only survivor.
Yeah.
Well, not the only on Geonosis, but the only on Naboo.
Yeah.
Like Maul, Qui-Gon, they're all dead. Like,
He's the survivor. Is that not like a deep, like, sass from... I mean, everything Grievous says is sass, but like it's sass right back to our first encounter with Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
He and Qui-Gon were
Yeah,
supposed to
that's
be
what I mean,
negotiating.
yeah.
It lasted
Yeah.
for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And
that's-
ever
yeah.
since then.
And that's what I love. Like, it feels like,
Yeah.
Grievous is mocking him, but I thought of like, Grievous is saying it, but he's just made every droid in that room go, oh shit, yeah, it's that guy.
no.
Oh god, it's that guy. How many
It's that
droids
guy
has this
again.
guy beheaded? Like,
That's so funny.
that's why Grievous has to shout at them, "Stay at your stations," because they're all like, "I'm get out of it." That's Obi-Wan, mate. Like, Roger.
Fell out.
I think I said last time the hello there.
Hello there.
The Grievous hello there is my favourite.
Favorite
of all the
one.
hello
It's so
theres.
good.
It's just his expression on his face, and it's quite weird framing. It's like we're in close up on him, and then on Grievous, which is a bit weird for that. I guess it's like there, what eyes meet, kind of encounter. But his hello there is so, it's in that sort of like bracket of we're nearly going into pantomime, but it's fine.
Love it.
But then
So
it's
good.
it's great, but it's followed by a real inconsistency in the movie that I really dislike.
Oh.
He jumps down, he says hello there. Grievous's bodyguards step forward, he drops the thing onto them,
Yeah.
right? And then as the bodyguard that's got 1 foot pinned,
Yeah.
reaching for its staff, he beheads it and it goes down like that. At the start of the film, he beheaded one of those bodyguards on the bridge of the invisible hand,
Yes,
and it
you're
continued whirling and was ready to fight.
Yeah.
So, like, what does
Yeah.
beheading mean for Grievous's bodyguards? Is it a lethal move or isn't it? I just can't
Interesting.
tell.
Are the droids learning? Because again, going back to our like tracking of droid behavior.
That was just pretending to be dead.
It's
I'm not fighting the
dropped out.
negotiator.
I'm not-
Screw this.
I'm not dealing with Obi-Wan.
I think this is where our chat about droid behavior started with something like this.
Yeah, I think
can't
it
remember
did,
when it would have
didn't
been of like. Oh, was it with the droids in Jabba's palace being
It might
tortured?
have been.
Like, are they feeling pain?
Sometimes they seem to feel pain and sometimes they don't. And it's very like...
I mean,
Yeah.
R2 feels pain. Have you not heard that?
Yeah, I
scream?
can, yeah. R2 definitely feels pain.
It was asked for. It was asked for, and it was given.
He does it when they're crashing in the hangar. He does it when he's kicked into the hallway.
Yeah.
The third time he does it. Oh no! There's two when the ship's going crazy kilter before he gets.
Oh yeah.
But the fifth time he does it is when they're on the bridge, and it's how he shocks a load of the crew. It's when R2 now.
Yeah.
And he sticks out all these attachments and he shocks a load of the crew, and that's how the Jedi get their lightsabers. But then he screams, and I'm like, did that hurt him?
Yeah.
Like extending all those at once?
Maybe.
Was that
Yeah,
like,
did it
you know,
hurt
if
him?
I was like, oh, poor little guy.
This is the tally chart of a woman who's watched this 3 times this week. I like it.
Well, yeah.
Commitment to the podcast. We are here for it.
I mean, I probably watch it like twice a month on average anyway. It's a background movie for me. It's a comfort movie.
Yeah. My comfort movie when I was a kid, this might explain some of my attachment to Obi-Wan, but my comfort movie for years was Moulin Rouge. So I'm like obsessed.
Yeah.
It was on twice a day in my house. I'm not even joking. Me and Rai, both of us, like completely obsessed.
That definitely explains a lot.
How wonderful life is now the negotiators in your world.
So then I was quite confused, but also like,
Yeah.
no, this tracks for me.
It's no accident that the one of the Star Wars TV shows that you've watched all the way through is...
Oh yeah, no, I fully admit
That was a conscious...
That was a conscious decision was that I started with Obi-Wan because I was like, I need more Ewan McGregor in my life.
Which, to be fair, is valid.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to start small with some of these. So I went, and it's only like, 8 episodes? Sounds that's easy. I can do that in an
I
afternoon.
think it's 6, isn't it?
6. There you go.
It's
Even
6,
easier.
Have you ever watched his travelling around the world show on his motorbike, Long Way Round?
I've seen bits of it, yeah.
Because he did some wonderful Star Wars references in that.
Yeah,
They're pulled
yeah.
over on the side of the road in, I think, Russia or the Ukraine or somewhere, and some cops or some cars go by and slowing down looking, and he just goes, "These aren't the bikes you're looking for. Move along." Which was just wonderful. It's not even his line.
Okay, big Obi-Wan shout out that I want to give.
Yeah.
That as we watch Rebels, he does that thing when he's done his hello there,
Yeah.
and then Grievous says, "You're a bold one," whatever it is, and like he does the lightsaber thing with his fingers pointing. I'm doing it, but you can't see it on the screen.
Yeah.
The 2-finger point and the pose. It's an iconic like stance, a
Iconic
ready
moment.
position that only Kenobi can pull off.
Yeah.
I loved it. It's so funny that when I first watched the film, I probably wouldn't have noticed that. But then, obviously, in the intervening years, having watched Rebels,
Yeah. Now it's
Clone Wars, because I'm sure he does it in the Clone Wars as well at various points. It's like a trademark Obi-Wan
stance. There was another. This is like going back to we've got the whole Grievous battle going on. We've got the Kashyyyk battle going on, and we've also got like there's a beautiful like music moment, but also like cinematography moment where we've got Anakin's alone in the Jedi Council. Padme's alone in her rooms or wherever she is. I'm not entirely sure where she is.
And they're looking out at each other.
And they're looking out, but like the music in the background of that and the framing of that whole scene is just like, it's beautiful.
I'm just getting goosebumps thinking about it.
That's just when he's told Mace and Mace has left. And you hear Palpatine's voice say, in his mind, you know that only through me can you save your wife or whatever.
Yeah.
And that line, you hearing Palpatine speaking in his mind, that's why I get quite defensive when people are like, oh, it doesn't seem believable, his fault. I'm like, this guy is literally so strong in the dark side and so connected to this kid that he's able to just talk into his brain.
Yeah.
Like, if you think the dreams that Anakin were having were accurate Force predictions of the future, the fact that they came true is irrelevant. They were put there by Palpatine.
Yeah.
And again, another thing the novelization deals with, and we've started touching on in more Star Wars media, is force healing, but he's doing the Sith version. It's like a life siphon. Like the reason, we can't explain, but we're losing her, which again, people got really annoyed by.
Yeah.
And he's told Anakin all through the film, between us, we can find a power to cheat death.
Yeah.
He literally is pulling Padme's life force and putting it into Anakin.
Yeah.
So that he can be reborn as Vader. There's no one survives that level of burn and amputation without the force being, and that's why she is dead.
Yeah,
that's why he says she was alive. I felt her. Yeah, you felt the last of her life going into you.
Oh,
because he's vampired it out of her and flung it into you.
And you've just answered one of my later questions. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I know the bit you're talking about. Yeah, that music is stunning.
It's so good.
It's just like a drone.
But
there's that voice. It's like a kind of really ethereal voice improvising.
I love a vocal drone.
Yeah. The visual arrangement of their isolation. Yeah. Like, it really...
They're both in towers.
You really feel for both of them. Even though at this point you're already angry at Anakin and, like, you can see the manipulation because we're the viewer. But, like, you feel for both of them in that moment.
I've got to say their performances as well, like Natalie and Hayden just absolutely know.
I think Hayden got slated a lot, and I think it was all unfair. I think it's a brilliant performance. Yeah. I think he's like clone suffers from a very bad script, and like you said, Seah, the moments that Anakin and Padme have dialogue together, we get some pretty dross stuff even in this film. You know, like it's because I'm so in love with you. Like it's
God. That makes me go away.
Is awful. Yeah, it just makes
me
crawl inside myself. I think there's one of the things that the script really lacks, because we're just touching on, we just mentioned the bit, it is relevant. I'm not going off on another thing. The bit where Mace has gone off. Like, he says to Anakin just before he leaves, if what you have told me is true, you will have gained my trust. Now, going back to what I was saying right at the start about Anakin's mental health, like, that's supposed to be Mace reassuring him.
Yeah.
But I'm sure from Anakin's point of view, all he's heard is, oh, Mace never trusted me.
Yeah, all along.
Never ever has trusted me.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, that's not going to inspire you to be on Mace's side when you turn up and your mentor looks like he's, on the grill.
Yeah. Sure.
And I'm sad because that moment, that little bit of dialogue between them, I think it's important to show Mason's reaction. A Sith Lord is again on my list of favourite quotes.
But the line delivery is
one of the things that annoys me. I know a lot of people wanted a Pulp Fiction reference of "Pass me my lightsaber." It's the one with written on it. But what I really wanted was them. You had to change the dialogue quite a bit, but we could have got in this section. We could have got a "Does he look like a Sith?" which I would have personally preferred to the lightsaber line. What does Chancellor Palpatine look like?
Love it. The murder of Mace Windu really breaks my heart.
He is on a knife edge. It's
Yeah.
absolutely on a knife edge, and you could see, like, you really are with Anakin. You know, this kind of like, you understand why he's going to do what he's going to do, but like, you just can't bear it.
The whole scene that precedes it is just incredible. That when they come to arrest Palpatine,
Yeah.
like they are still, even though he's just been told he's a Sith Lord. This is one of the moments we have the arrogance of the Jedi really shown.
Sure.
They stand there, they announce their intentions in the name of the Galactic Republic of the Senate. You are under arrest. I am the Senate.
Yeah.
Not yet. It's treason then, which again is another one of his incredible lines.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then I know it's, again, this is a CGI bit I don't mind.
Yeah.
Ian McDiarmid twirling through the air whilst giving such a wonderful screech. They are so unprepared for him being
a Sith Lord,
able to attack a Sith Lord, having a lightsaber and using a lightsaber style that they're not used to because they don't train in dark side lightsaber use, which is why, can you remember their names, the 3 Jedi who got cut down?
Kit Fisto as well.
Kit Fisto, yes, Keshan. I love Kit Fisto. Shout out Kit Fisto.
Keshan's favourite character.
Keshan's favourite character, yeah.
But yeah, the way they get sliced down so quick, and Mace is backing up with Palpatine having this blade right in his face.
Yeah.
It's just such an incredible moment because in this, it felt for me the same as when I saw Attack of the Clones in the cinema, and for the first time I saw Yoda use a lightsaber.
Yeah, it's the same.
Seeing Palpatine do that, I was like,
and seeing how weird it was as well, like the way his style is so unusual. Which
the blade's just coming at you like a snake.
Yeah. He's a stabby one.
If you watch Rey in The Force Awakens, the first time she uses the lightsaber on Starkiller Base, she fights with a very similar style. Like, it's a stabby style, which we don't see Jedi using. They're much more graceful, and they're pulling on like martial arts and fencing and all of the other kind of more graceful styles. This is just we're going in.
Stab.
But he does it with his entire body, like you said. He kind of spins through the air, and it throws them all off guard. They have no idea what's going on.
The novelization has a wonderful expansion on that whole scene where the vases, the huge black vases that dominate his room, they're like soaked in dark side energy. They're a major part of him nulling the Jedi's senses, is these huge vases. And his lightsaber that he flings out of his sleeve, obviously that one gets flung out of the window, and he has another one hidden in his black desk that like it slots out. And that's how he has another one later on to fight Yoda. And like the whole scene, like there's lots of, from his perspective in the novelization, there's lots of him like how he, like his sensing the Jedi coming, and it just really fleshes it out. The Jedi never had a chance at this point. Like they had a chance maybe 2 movies ago, but at this point, like
they don't. It's all over.
He's playing 4 games of chess ahead, never mind 4 moves ahead.
I did have a note. It's a slightly rude note, not a rude note, but like I wrote around all of this. I was like, I get where Anakin is coming from. He just wants no war. He's an angsty little rat, and now he's got creepy eyes.
Oh, bless him and his little red eyes.
It's a actual thing that happens with like humans, isn't it? Like once you've committed to a thing, it takes a lot more, I guess, drive, a lot more like self-awareness, a lot more ability to admit you were wrong. To say, okay, I was wrong to do that. It's why when people can get into really negative points of view, whether they be like bigoted or political viewpoints or whatever, it can be very difficult to help them unpick it, especially if you're just labeling them what they are. Because unpicking it and taking a step back would involve, in Anakin's case, going, yeah, you're right, actually, the Jedi are right, and I killed a load of kids. What can we do to fix this, Obi-Wan? Whereas instead he's going to go, no, I see through the lies of the Jedi, mate. Don't lecture me.
It's like apex radicalization by Palpatine.
But then Obi-Wan does do the whole, we failed you, we were wrong.
Because he's the representation of pureness, and
he acknowledges the faults.
He's the moral compass. He's not perfect, but he's doing the right thing.
I did also have another note. We talked a little bit about this on the last one, talking about Attack of the Clones because there was the whole Geonosis villainous villains meeting.
Yeah.
And we kind of have another villainous villains meeting that's even more villainous. Villainous.
And that
on
contains
Mustafar.
my favourite... No, the one before that on
The one before that.
Geonosis. No, on
Geonosis.
Utapau.
Utapau,
It
yeah.
Contains my favourite Grievous line of the film, which is on my favourite, which is, "Be thankful, Viceroy, you have not found yourself in my grip." Like, there's just something, like, because the Viceroy's criticising him for letting Chancellor Palpatine slip out, and Grievous is just like, "No, look, I will kill you if you give me any grief." There's just that underlying thing of like, I'm really annoyed I have to work with the Trade Federation anymore. Like, I've got 4 lightsabers, why do I have to listen to this guy?
But yeah, you're talking about the Mustafar.
The Mustafar meeting, which is cut very short.
Very short meeting.
I started to suddenly feel unaccountably sorry for Nemoidians, who so far have always been annoying, but suddenly you're like, oh no, this is brutal.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Murder them
Lord
all.
Sidious said we would have peace.
Yeah.
And that's more than killing the Jedi kids.
Yeah.
That's what turns Anakin's eyes, because at that point, Anakin is fully aware. How would Darth Sidious, how would Lord Palpatine know to send him to Mustafar unless Palpatine was in charge of that side of the war too? Like, so Anakin must know, and he goes there, and therefore he's like, well, he is aware on a certain level that these are pawns of Palpatine. Essentially, at that point, they're not, innocent's a strong word to use because everyone's been involved in this war, this conflict, but they are victims. And instead of finding any solidarity in that, overcoming what he's been through, he slaughters them in cold blood when they're unarmed. And that's when his eyes change.
And then we've got like this, my notes just go, we've got dramatic, but then we've got kind of the 2 lightsaber battles going on side by side. We've got the Yoda lightsaber battle, and we've got the Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
And
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Going back to what you said about music,
I
wanted to say this at this point, but this is the right point to say it. The music during that battle, Williams uses elements of the classic theme. He uses a lot of Duel of the Fates, which I love. He puts new stuff in, which is specific for Revenge of the Sith, and has the Imperial March in it. That whole section, when we're cutting back and forth between the 2 fights, it's incredible. You don't notice the cut from like the Imperial March booming straight into Duel of the Fates, because he just, I don't know how he does what he does, and I've never tried to pay so much attention to the sound in this film before one of these watches. But it blew my mind. I love Duel of the Fates. I love the Imperial March. They're 2 of my favourite bits of all the Star Wars music. And the is it leitmotifs? Is that the right word? The little audible elements that are used to key into each character involved or each battle. And Duel of the Fates, like the name of that. Like, to then use that piece again when Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting, because it's not really used when the Emperor's on screen. It's not really used when it's Emperor and Yoda. We get the original themes, but when we cut to Mustafar, we go... I can't do Duel of the Fates, but we almost got it.
Good luck editing that, Branwen. If you could just move us in sync, that'd be great.
I'm going to orchestrate the whole thing. Just throw some strings and stuff in there.
Amazing.
There's a bit at the end of the Palpatine Yoda fight, which for me now jumps out as a meta line, which probably wasn't intended, where there's a clone and he says, there's no sign of his body. And then Masamida says, then he's dead.
That means he's not dead.
He's not dead.
Then he's not dead.
That means he's not dead.
Which is like the biggest Star Wars truism of all time.
Which then ends true for Palpatine,
You have to see the body.
We're still going to cling on to Mace. Well, and from the news, you'll be listening to this in 5 weeks' time, so it probably is all changed by now, but we've just had this news about Adam Driver announcing that he was developing a film about Ben Solo and like the return of, and like we did see the body. But there's a way.
That could be the what ifs, I suppose. They could do the what ifs.
I heard a great theory, because obviously I've been listening to podcasts ever since that news broke, about the idea of her finding him through the Force somehow, like the way they've been
Where they've been
they're like
communicating.
force connection
Yeah,
communication.
Yeah, the
thing,
dyad
and
thing,
like and also the way Luke Skywalker did the force projection, which we'd never seen before.
Mhm.
But there's something in there.
Something there, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah.
One of the sad bits of the continuity changing that has really affected Revenge of the Sith in hindsight is force healing. Like, if anyone had told Anakin that was a skill, then Palpatine's whole plan would have been undermined, because he would have been like, oh, if Padme's suffering, I can heal her.
We'd still have Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon would still be with her.
Yeah.
I mean, no, we wouldn't necessarily have Qui-Gon, because not every Jedi would have learned force healing. It's not Obi-Wan's a knight at that point, so I don't know if it was a skill. Grogu does it inherently. I mean, have you heard the Grogu and Anakin force dyad theory?
No.
Obviously, we don't know Grogu's exact birthday, but we've got a rough idea of his age, and it lines up roughly with Anakin's birth. And the whole force dyads, like force being split between two, like we saw with Rey and Ben. There's a theory that obviously people have talked a lot about. It was Palpatine's manipulation of the midichlorians and the Force that created Anakin.
Yeah.
Like the Darth Plagueis book, I think, explores that him and Plagueis doing it together or whatever. But then there's a theory that doing that to create a being powerful in the dark side would also create the opposite. Grogu being able to do things like force healing instinctually.
Yeah.
Which, there's people saying that might be a thing. Which,
interesting theory.
I love that little green guy, so I'm happy with that
idea. Going back to sound design moments, some of my favourite sound design, other than the lizard creature, who I do like, there's this amazing little bit of sound design during Anakin and Obi-Wan's duel, where they jump onto this weird power line thing, and they're like balancing, and it goes
the crackling of the
and it crackles, and then it goes woo, 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 and it's like they've got different pitches for when they're moving. So one of them, it's like one of them slightly heavier than the other, so it makes a slightly different noise.
Amazing. Shout out to those what did I write them down as? The collecting arm, like the lava collecting arms is what they are. The shielding goes off of them in the earlier fight in the little control room where I think Anakin smashes into the controls and it turns off the shielding.
Yeah.
The siren that blares at that point,
the classic Imperial
is
siren,
now become like it's a meme of its own in all of the trailers ever since. For all of
that one.
I think is it in the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer? I'm not sure, but it's like in all of the trailers.
Do you know where it first turns up?
That's so good.
Where did we first hear it?
New Hope.
Is it?
It's on the Death Star.
Wow. So it is that old. Yeah. It's a classic.
Yeah, it's the Imperial siren.
I love it.
Wow.
I think it was also the same sample, ever so slightly sped up, was used as the siren in GoldenEye 64.
Oh, really?
Which I played extensively as a teenager.
Me too, yeah.
And I know that siren noise, and I'm like, I swear it's the same siren, just slightly pitch shifted.
Yeah.
Very likely. From the Lucasfilm archives.
I mean, everyone stole Foley from Star Wars. Like one of my comfort films growing up was Transformers, the animated movie. And like, it is just filled with like all their spaceships are TIE fighters and Millennium Falcons. At one point, there's a spaceship ramp that unfolds slowly to the noise of Luke's lightsaber retraction. Like, it's just filled with them. Yeah.
The Skywalker sound library is
extensive
everywhere. So I do have a couple of timeline questions.
Yeah.
Before we get any further, timeline: how pregnant is Padme at the start? How long does this go on for? What's the timeline here?
I mean, I guess at some point in the Clone Wars, I can't remember there being an episode, because the Clone Wars basically leads us up to Order 66.
Right.
Like the end of the series is Order 66. And it's a beautiful reframing of Order 66. We see it from a different perspective, which is really cool. So somewhere along that, there must have been an episode where the magic happened.
Because at the very start of this film, there's when she tells him that she's pregnant, and he's like, "Oh, it's the happiest day of my life," and blah blah and all that stuff.
But she's not showing at this point.
But she's not really showing.
Yeah.
And he says he's been away for months at that point.
He does say outright
state months, but he says they never would have brought us back unless the Chancellor had been kidnapped. I thought we were going to be in the Outer Rim sieges. So it's implied that he's been away for a while.
Yeah.
So I would say it's supposed to be at least 3 months, But
Yeah.
then she'd start showing not long after that. But there's no way Revenge of the Sith takes 6 months.
I guess in the like the intrigue section, which is just a bunch of scenes where we're seeing the manipulation of Anakin, is potentially then happening across a couple of months. It feels like it's just minutes because it is, but in story terms, but like in the chronological truth of the story, it's months have gone by.
I also feel like it's very likely that Luke and Leia were a premature delivery.
She's not full term, is she, necessarily? Because they say we need to get the babies out now if they're going to survive.
It's
So they are very
maybe Nabooian humanoids from another galaxy only have a shorter pregnancy.
Short gestation, could well be. Yeah. Definitely.
All right, I'll allow it.
There's a cool detail relating to the pregnancy, which I think is dealt with in either the comics or some other branch of the Star Wars storytelling, about how they keep Padme's belly in the funeral to try and conceal the fact that she's had the babies.
Okay.
Like the Jedi, Bail, not the Jedi, Bail, and the kind of that tiny little branch of resistance that we've got there, they obviously were part of the Naboo kind of clique.
I really like the fan theory that, like, in the years between Sith and New Hope, everyone knows it's a well-known secret that Obi-Wan is on Tatooine.
Yeah.
Like, because he only changed his first name to Ben Kenobi. But everyone knows it, but Vader just won't listen to it because he hates the planet so much and he hates sand so much. Like, canonically, ever since his cyborg upgrade, he can't go on Tatooine because the sand is so coarse it will get in his joints. That was an old comic that had that.
He hates Kenobi as well. I mean, he just doesn't like Kenobi. I mean, even in New Hope, he says that line that you said, Seah, about I felt a presence I've not felt since. He can't even bring himself to
just runs off. No, I was doing the runaway bit. He just strides out.
Yeah, he does.
And I also love the fan theory that, because Luke doesn't obviously has the surname, I love the fan theory that Skywalker is like Smith in the Star Wars galaxy. It's just like, there's like 20 million Skywalkers. Like,
have you read any of the news on novels about oh my gosh, my brain is blanking on the characters. Thrawn, like the new Thrawn.
No, I read Heir to the Empire trilogy when I was 13, and I haven't read them again since.
So Timothy Zahn has written new 2 trilogies about Thrawn. Wow. And in the Chiss Ascendancy, which is like the kind of nation that he belongs to, they don't have Force users, but they use children to navigate hyperspace, because hyperspace in the kind of unknown regions where the Chiss live, it's really hard to navigate. We see it in The Rise of Skywalker. You can only navigate through it with the little Jedi travel thingamabob. And so the Chiss get around that because there's a whole load of civilizations out there, but travel between those systems is really difficult because of the kind of maelstrom of the unknown region. So they use these kids who I think they're Force sensitive.
Yeah, makes sense.
And they call them in their language Skywalkers. And there's a bit where Thrawn actually meets Anakin, like in the Outer Rim somewhere, on the edge of wild space, and they do a little mission together, and like he's really curious about the fact that Anakin is called Skywalker, and Anakin's really curious about the fact that those
kids are called Skywalkers.
They're like navigators, Skywalkers.
Interesting.
It's so interesting, and the whole culture of the kids and how they're like, basically being enslaved to fly the ships.
It sounds like a riff on the navigators from Dune and Warhammer 40,000.
It's definitely that kind of vibe. They go into a trance. And the whole ship is reliant on them to get them through hyperspace.
Wow.
I hope he does more. I mean, he's already done loads in these 6 books, but it's really ripe for a bit more storytelling. Maybe we'll get more in the whole Ahsoka verse.
Maybe. We got the whales.
We love them. The Purgils.
Purgil. I can't
all these different ways
Purgil.
of like traveling through different ranges of hyperspace beyond the galaxy and everything else.
I remember having my Vehicles and Vessels guide in the 90s that meant that as a teenager, I knew the answer to why the Kessel Run is measured in parsecs because of the gravity wells. Because you've got to have a fast enough ship in hyperspace to not get sucked into a gravity well. That makes perfect sense.
There you go.
When you think about hyperspace. And I love how they've then, like you say, with these regions that's more difficult to travel through, they've really expanded on that concept of like how you would travel faster than light whilst being, and how you would be affected by the bodies external to that. I think it's really great, and I love that there's still enough, like they fleshed it out enough, but it's still such a concept where there's so many routes through the galaxy. There could be so many ways that you could hyperspace, that the continuity from the end of Rogue One to the start of A New Hope, Leia going, no, this is a consular ship. Nah, I wasn't anywhere near Scarif. It really actually works, because how does he know that's the same Corellian Corvette blockade runner? Like, could be another one, to be fair. There's a lot of them knocking around, like... Just because you've gone the same direction and you've come out and there's a ship there doesn't mean that it didn't come from another way.
From somewhere else,
They've been exploring that in the High Republic novels as well, where in this era of the High Republic, which is like 250 years before, and they're talking about the hyperspace prospectors, which is the Santeca family, or one of them. We see Lor Santeca at the beginning of Force Awakens as one of the older generations of them, but they were like forging hyperspace routes, and it was the whole plot of the High Republic, especially Phase 1, is based around this idea that there are specific hyperspace routes between systems, and the taxation of the trade routes and stuff. We have like particular routes that people go on. So I think in the early days, I just always imagined when I was playing the role-playing game and back in the original trilogy era, you just think you can jump from anywhere to anywhere. And you don't have to think about where, but of course it takes you on, like you say, to avoid gravity wells. And
you could go anywhere, and you could go any route, but how much fuel is that going to cost you? How much oxygen is that going to take? Is there any way you can refuel on that route? Because otherwise you're going to be like between two systems on the edge of the outer rim going, God, I wish I'd taken the main motorway.
100% that happens in the High Republic. That's like a big story point of...
Okay.
Wow, what a tangent.
What a tangent.
I love that. I love that.
So I had a question which you've kind of answered a little bit with the whole Skywalker thing. And this came up for me when we were doing the original trilogy as well. But if you're trying to hide a baby from its father, why do you give it the same surname and put it on the planet where the father comes from?
Because he doesn't want to go there. It's filled with sand and he hates it.
He hates it.
It's dry, it's coarse, it gets everywhere.
I think we've sorted that.
I think you have covered it.
It's absolutely true.
Fair enough. All right, I'll accept it.
Also, I guess there's the refuge in audacity thing. Like, isn't that also the last place he's going to think he'd do that?
Hiding in plain sight.
If he hears a rumor, Obi-Wan Kenobi's gone to Tatooine and given your son actually survived despite the pregnancy fake on the funeral, and he's with your stepbrother. Vader would be like, have this person executed for wasting my time. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, there's no way Obi-Wan would do that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. My last note of the whole thing was there's the TIE fighter scream right at the end, and I found it so satisfying. I was just like, we're back to this sound.
Yeah, because the Jedi fighters, when they swoop in at the beginning, it's almost the TIE fighter noise. And then they flick their little side panels up and it almost looks like a TIE fighter. And then at the end, you get the TIE fighter noise, but it's got a pointy nose, the ship. And it's that what I was talking about, the visual language evolution.
I love that. I really, really love that, like, observation of transformation. And which even ties into your question, Seah, about timelines. It's like, this is multiple transformations and they're happening across like half a year or whatever it is. It's really cool.
Like, every time you think, at one point, Obi-Wan jets off to Utapau, that's in the Outer Rim. He's hyperspace there, but it still takes a while. We've seen many scenes set in hyperspace where people are just wandering around chatting while it's doing the hyperspace thing. So it's not an instant, it's not a wormhole.
It's not a wormhole.
We don't need a piece of paper and a pencil and a bad example of space-time continuums to demonstrate it. That one. You just draw a line, it's fine.
I've come round to this film.
Yay! We love that, because I know for a fact that me and Jessika are very much team Revenge of the Sith. We both
You're
love it.
both team Revenge of the Sith.
The thing is, Seah, if one is to understand the great mystery, one must study all its aspects, not just the narrow, dogmatic view of the nicer episodes.
That is
all right,
the perfect response. I love it. I love it so much.
I have got a page of Palpatine quotes here to try and find the right one for any given situation.
Jessika, thank you so much for coming on
Yeah,
our
thank you.
podcast.
Oh,
You've
thank
been
you for
an
having me.
amazing guest. I love the deep dives and the tangents that we've gone on in this episode. It's been so
It's
cool.
been great. It's been great. I hope I didn't take up too much of the airtime. I know
Absolutely
I have a tendency
not.
to talk at length about things that I
You are
love,
here
such
for
as
that.
this.
That's
why
what
we've
we
got
brought you
here.
on.
Yeah, 100%.
There was. Can I do a final? Because I bet there's a thing I have
Please
written
do.
here, which is the most awesome bit that the pair of you missed. So, the move that Anakin pulls off to disarm or dishand, I suppose, Dooku. It's so fast. I watched it over and over and freeze framed it to see.
What?
Dooku's coming in, and Anakin hits his saber. Anakin's holding it. Anakin releases one hand and moves his saber sideways. So Dooku is falling across his body. So then he can put his hand round. He lets go with one hand and he lets Dooku. If Dooku had reacted correctly, he would have been beheaded.
Yeah.
And when you watch the test footage when they were doing the practice, it's even more pronounced. It's like a drop of the saber almost in the test footage. But in the actual film, he just releases one hand from the block. There's lots of moments in lightsaber fights that are very reminiscent of martial arts. Like Obi-Wan and Anakin kick each other a couple of times in the final fight. But this is very reminiscent of specific martial arts like Aikido and Judo, where you are using the other person's strength against them. And it's the quickness that he does it that allows him to have his hands, essentially, Dooku's hands are within his grasp. He's got them there and he can take both hands off and catch his lightsaber. And it's so quick, it's blink and you'll miss it. And the reason it catches Dooku off guard is because it's the first time that Anakin hasn't matched one of his attacks with a similar attack. Because Anakin is a very offensive fighter.
Yeah.
And this is the one time that Anakin gives. And Dooku's not expecting that. Because Anakin comes across as this reckless fighter. And it actually takes calculation to be able to do something like that. And it's just such a beautiful blink and you'll miss it moment.
Shout out to the fight choreographer.
The other blink and you'll miss it that's great is Bail Organa's look when Anakin says, "Excuse me," to go and see Padme. Bail has a little side look where it's like, I'm like, he is fully aware what you two are up to. Is this okay. Yep, sure. We'll all pretend that's not happening.
Carry on. What an ending. This is going to be a mammoth. It's going to be a mammoth episode.
It's good. It's good. We love it.
All right.
Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Enjoy having you on.
It's been great fun.
Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on whatever platform you're listening. If you want to give us a review, that would be amazing as well. And you can find us on all the social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram as Sisters of the Force Pod. I've recently started Blue Sky. I think we're Sisters of the Force there. And YouTube, Sisters of the Force. You can find us.
You can find us. Just Google us. You'll find us eventually.
Just find us. Tell your friends to listen. We will be back next week where we're entering a completely new era of Star Wars and leaping forward in time to the sequel era, which I'm very much looking forward to revisiting.
Dun, dun, dun.
We will see you there. But until then, bye for now.